Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. While Cobb's drinking his coffee there, how are you going, mate?
I'm tired, but I'm good.
So you're back from consensus, recharging the batteries.
Yeah. The batteries aren't recharged yet. The jet lag's finally gone, but I'm looking forward to having 2 days off this weekend.
Well, Bitcoin doesn't need you to have a day off, mate. It needs you to start buying some more. So we'll jump
Yeah,
over to the chart. It's actually been 3 weeks since we spoke, and last time we spoke, Bitcoin was 9,200, and we
yep.
said, "Is Bitcoin about to boom?" Now we got up to 10,000 and then we rejected strongly, and it's been all downhill since there. So what are you looking at now?
Now I've kind of been in a lot of people's bad books because for the last sort of week or so I've been saying, we hit 8,000 and people are saying that's the bottom. We're not going to go lower than that. And as much as that was wonderful, and I wish that was true, we were in a downtrend. It pulled back into that cradle zone, that daily candle. I'm not sure if you got it up. There's a bearish daily candle there.
I'll bring
Uh,
that up. Yeah.
yeah, so as we are going back up into that cradle zone, I said, look, reality is we're in a downtrend. We're in that zone. If we see a bearish red candle, and then we did, if we break the low of the candle, and then we did, we'll probably move lower. Now, yesterday, we closed yesterday. We closed, I'm looking at the Bitfinex chart, at 7977. Now, I'd said if we break down through there, I think we'll see a big move on the markets on that day, which was the day just gone, and we did. Now, I'm bearish. I've managed to get a really good hedge on Bitcoin Cash, which I've made public, so I'm not. There's no hindsight trading here, guys. That's true. And in all honesty, there's a couple of scenarios that can play out in my view, but when you're ready, I'll tell you that.
Well, personally, I really think we're going to get at least a bounce every time the 4 hour RSI here, guys, has got down below 20 and we hit 18. Even 17, guys. So it hasn't been that low for months and months on end. So I'm at least expecting a strong bounce. I'm layering into a few of my favorite coins that tend to outperform percentage wise when Bitcoin moves. So what's your play now, Trader Cobb?
Mate, I'm waiting for pullbacks. So kind of in line with what you're saying, except for I'm looking for opportunities to short again. My plan today, I've just put a video out to a bunch of people that are listening and watching, and on Twitter and Facebook posts that I'm looking at the lower time frames today. If this market does continue to cascade like a waterfall, it's the lower time frames where the opportunities tend to show themselves.
Yeah.
If we do see a pullback, I'll be going to the 2 hour, 4 hour for opportunities for cradle trades and whatnot to get short. But right now, I'm in no position. No, I've got no optimism whatsoever for buying for long term. I think one or two things are going to happen. I think we could see a move down to that 6,500 level, which is the next level of support, and we could break that. It's on the cards. There's a strong downtrend in place now on the daily.
Yeah.
The other side of that conversation is if you throw up the weekly chart, we may see at some point a higher low on that weekly, and then we can see it push on to new highs above 10,000. That is a long shot right now. It is a long way away. There's just nothing I can see on the charts right now from my perspective that would have me buying Bitcoin.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm definitely looking for that weekly higher low as well. But I just think it's a bit of a technical tantrum I posted this morning because we are losing some key levels and the market's sort of having this free fall to the next key level. But there hasn't really been any bad news. I think people took that SEC news that they're cracking down on bad ICOs and scams, and the market's having a tantrum. Now, to me, that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, short term tantrum. We've spoken a number of times about how these markets are irrational, but I really think that there hasn't been any good news, and that's when we're likely to get a bounce. If there was some bad news and this bleeding was from something, then I would be stepping in front and trying to get into swing trades. But I just don't think there's really been anything bad. And the slightest bit of good news, people can realize that, oh wow, there's nothing really wrong here, and we're on our way again. So, any thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's a culmination of some of the things that you've posted this week, which is, right now the Google search for Bitcoin is at all time, well, not all time, but very, very low, the lowest it's been in 12 months. So
Yeah.
there's not a lot of hype around the space at the moment. One thing I can tell you right now, though, is that, the overall feeling when I was in New York and speaking to all these people of different mindsets, like I was speaking to miners that are raising public funds, as in a public, SEC listed type company. They've got some sort of reading where they think that fair value for Bitcoin now is 15,000. So this is obviously being very undervalued in their position. very few people were talking about price. Very few people that are in the know. I've spoke to guys that had over-the-counter operations, the biggest in Asia, 2 to 3 billion a month. Um, they're not. That nobody's saying, "Oh, it's falling." Shit. Everybody's in a position where they're going, it's just markets move. Technology is getting better. The biggest conversational point right now is institutional money and the issue around who's going to have custody of funds and whatnot.
Yeah.
If they not if but when they can resolve that, that's when we get the institutional money in, and that's when we see. I don't know what we're going to see, but it's going to be exciting. So for now, I'm not selling anything. I'm not bearish the market. As a matter of fact, I've never been more bullish as far as blockchain and the sector itself. At the moment, though, as a trader, I'm bearish because that's what the market's showing me. So long term, I'm strong. Long hold. Let's do this. Short term, right now, I'm looking for. I've got a hedge, so I'm pretty happy with that. I feel very comfortable with a hedge on. But I am looking for short trades for the time being, just because everything's in a downtrend. If it was in an uptrend, I'd be looking for longs. I don't dictate where the direction I trade. I let the market do that for me.
Interesting. We'll see how this plays out, but I just think, yeah, in terms of my personal style, sentiment is terrible. I think there's only room for improvement. 4 hour oversold. I think there's room for a bounce versus trend trading. So it's good that we disagree on things,
Yeah.
and you've got to have your own style. And who knows, in a week's time, we both have had a profitable trade with different styles.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you're looking for a bounce, I'm sure you're going to get one. I've got no doubt that there will be a bounce. It's how you time that bounce. When do you get in? When do you get out? It's not just about being in a position. It's about how you exit one as well. And I think a lot of people miss that. Taking profits is the aim of the game here, guys. So if you get a
Awesome.
good one, take it.
Okay, mate. Good to talk to you, and we'll see you again next week.
Sounds good, mate. Cheers.
See
Good
you
to be
guys.
back. Cheers.